Right, so you find me on my pre-Festival of the Unexceptional preparations. So obviously we is taking Thunder and the Zephyr. Now, Si decided to do something with the calipers on the Zephyr about a month ago, and that stopped the brakes working. Nothing against his mechanical abilities, but the master cylinder was a bit gooey. She went to the floor, stayed there, didn't come back again, and both front brake calipers was a bit sticky. And the brake hoses was a bit nasty on the front. Back, drums, fine. So we've managed to get a master cylinder overhaul kit. I'll go and get that because I fitted that. Don't know where I put it, but I fitted it. Oh, wait a minute. It's got to be here somewhere. It's there. So this is your Zephyr, or Zodiac, whatever it came off of, 3-bolt master cylinder, slightly lacking a lug, because the last person decided that that didn't need to be there. So we're going to work on that a bit. So this needs to be refitted to that, but this is all re-kitted, redone, rebuilt. So I have stripped and rebuilt one caliper. We managed to get new pistons off a guy that does Zephyr bits up in West Sussex somewhere, and new brake hoses. Everything else is good. So the Zephyr now runs, you know that. She's had a cap, leads, a service, some fuel filters, a bit of a carb tweak, and she's on the button. So what we got to do now is make sure that this has brakes, and then we need to go over here to the Thunders. I'll bring you with me. Right, so on the Thunders, now it is due a service. That nasty prick, yeah. It's due a service, because I think he's probably done the best part of 10 or 12,000 miles since it left Norway last year. So Milner's have delivered me a big delivering, let's say, a big box of goodiness today to service that. This wing is that patent one that I found is horrible because all the paints fell off of it, and I opened the door the other day and bent it. Now we're just going to pretend like that is fine. We broke the snorkel bracket the other day by hitting a tree with it, so we got to fix that. I was trying to extract something. We do have one hole. There's a rusty bit there because someone had body filled it. So whether we've got to that by the time we get there or not, I don't know. But that's going to need to be done nicely for the upcoming MOT in October, because that upsets me. We're going to need to clean and polish the old goat. I was going to try and get the bonnet painted, but I'm not sure whether there's enough time. I might have to go like it is. And then it has started making this vile squawky noise out of the back when you're moving along. It sort of comes and goes. So we've got a starter motor that's still a bit hit and miss. Got to get around to doing that because it's getting worse. It had that when we left Norway. The windscreen wiper blades have been rusty. Arms have been rusty for over a year. I'm going to get to that. So I need to clean it, polish it, pretend like that dent ain't there. I've got every conceivable part bought that I could possibly think was making the squawky noise. So we did have oil ingress into the brakes this side, but it seems to have stopped doing that. So I've got a wheel bearing kit and a hub seal for this side. It has all brand new prop shafts on it. I mean, they are probably 10 years old, but we supplied them to Obbjorn, but it's possible my prop shaft centre bearing has seized up, so I've got to look at that, but I have bought one just in case. The other possibility is that the diff input shaft bearing is leaving the chat, so we've got to have a look at that. I've bought one of those. I have purchased, because Milner had them back in stock, a new front grille to replace this one, which is broken from where that lady with the Tuareg tried to kill me. And then really, apart from a wash and some supersonic polishing, obviously this wing is horrible and that bonnet's rubbish, but the rest of the truck comes up all right. And then I've got to clean the inside out because it's a bit dusty and full of sort of leftover tobacco, dust, tools, crap and rubbish, and load Mrs. D in this on Friday. Simon is taking his Zephyr, obviously, because it'll have brakes by then, but we're going to put the Zephyr on the little recovery truck, leave the recovery truck where we're staying, and then we'll drive the Zephyr in. There's nothing wrong with the Zephyr's ability to drive, but it's not worth wasting all the petrol to drive it up there. Well, we might as well just put it on a lorry. This will go anywhere, as we know. Fudge is recuperating from whatever. He is supposed to be here, capreeing, but I'll spin the camera around and show you that. It will show you how well he's getting on. Yes, No capreeing has happened yet. Ooh. Right, you join me here at the coalface. So basically this Zephyr, don't quote me because I'm not a Zephyrite, is a Mark 1. Mark 1s would have originally had drum brakes, so we're pretty sure, after talking to a man that does Zephyrs and waving these calipers at him, that this is like Mark 2, Mark 3 or something. So someone's changed the front suspension to give the car, or front hubs, something to give the car disc brakes. The problem being that after being sat for this period of time, they are a bit sticky, and were also fitted by someone who didn't care. So like these are carcellated bolts with a securing pin through them. They didn't bother with that pin. So what we need to do, we've already had the calipers off the caliper off the other side, and we've had the pads out of this one, and we need to remove these calipers. I've done the other side and basically put a rebuild kit through it. So we've got new seals, new dust covers and new pistons. So what we'll do in a minute is go over to a bench and rebuild these. And I've also got new brake hoses, apart from one of them is mismade in the factory and the thread is crap on the pickup, so we'll have to get around that. I'm going to pick the best of the originals and use them because they weren't bad, but we were just doing it as we were here. And then it decided a minute ago that what it really needed to do was attack me with a boot and put a big hole in my head. The day is going well. So I'll lock this off of here like so. And then we're going to go in, because these calipers split. If you wait till I've dropped this on my hand in a minute, I've done myself another injury. Come on, Mr. Zephyr. You will see that this caliper has 4 bolts. He comes apart in 2 parts, so we need to change these pistons, the seals and the dust covers. So I'm going to go over on a bench in a minute and split it all. Just tuck you up there. You can drip brake fluid on a car, not on me. And then work out what we need to replace, or show you what I know I need to replace because I've done one already. Get them refitted. We're going to clean these discs up for a minute because they're a bit unobtainium and they ain't bad. The pads is good. Reassembled front brakes, and then we'll deal with the master cylinder putting back in that bulkhead, which is a miserable experience afterwards. Well, I've got it. If you haven't, I have. I know what I'm doing. Honestly. Well, I'm going to go over and leak some more. Caliper in vise. Now obviously this is all bolted together with imperial bolts. So what we are doing for laziness purposes is using the closest metric device to get it apart. I have got some imperial sockets, but I think as I proved with the last one, so your bleed nipple there, which actually came out relatively easily, then you've got 2 half-inch headed bolts in here, there and there, look, all covered in by dirt and nastiness. Let's get that out. Well, painted dirt and nastiness, I mean, that always makes it better. Why not paint your calipers black over the dirt? So, one there, and then basically there's 2 9/16, no, 5/8 bolts up here to undo, and then we'll split the caliper in 2 pieces. That all, as long as these bolts come undone. Oh yeah, I mean that was easy. Big part. It's alright, we had this same trauma with the first one. They were a bit tight. Oh yeah, we're going. Right. What's the betting that the 9/16 ones? I mean 9/16. They are 9/16. I lied, they're not half-inch. So just tap this 14mm socket on there for a tight tolerance. Oh, about as bad. I might need to pick some more dirt out of that one. Go away, dirt. Painted dirt, I mean, wait. It's not Simon, by the way, this is the man before. So I just paint his caliper black over the dirt. See, that is clearance. There we gingerly windy gun them out. Not that we're going to need windy gun in. Oh yes, look at that, perfect. It'll make you wonder what we did before we had these things. Perhaps we were just less lazy. Don't know. I can remember getting one. It was a mid-2000s thing. Wasn't very good, but it was better than not having one. Right, so basically, as you'll have seen, I'm going to take that off of there. Out. This caliper will split into two pieces. He said. There we go. So basically there will be a little tiny seal there and the fluid passes between the two. So we've got to get that out of there and that out of there. Now you can try a multitude of things here. Compressed air is probably your best friend, but depending on how stuck, it's just a try. We'll give that a little bit of a tap there. Now that's pretty stuck. How stuck these caliper pistons are. Now, as I said a minute ago, we do have the correct, still available, pistons, and also seals and dust covers. So I'm going to go on to time lapses. My head stopped leaking by the look of things because the corner of the Zephyr boot was quite sharp. I danged it, and then there was claret everywhere. I've obviously written that in the claret report accident book thing, so that it's all recorded. Anyway, I haven't died, and we'll go and get these spruced up. Back in 20 seconds, which will take me an hour because they were us per us. Right, so one overhauled. I haven't spent ages making it look pretty because it's a caliper. Basically, new dust covers, new pistons. You'll have seen the new seals going in. No, they're all going, we put the bleed nipple in the wrong place. No, he didn't. I actually put the bleed nipple to block this hole, so I needed to blow compressed air into it. It'll pop the piston out, which you'll have seen me do. So that's back in the correct spot, and also without taking this out, you get stuck on that. So basically that is ready to throw back on a Zephyr. It's nice and free. Getting them wiggled in with these seals, these dust covers are a bit of a pest. You have to sort of put them on there and then push the edges under to hook them under and then slide a piston through the middle of them very gently without chopping them off. It's not the easiest of things, and please excuse the head leaking because that still seems to be continuing. It's not too bad. Madam can tell me off about that when I get home because this will be about the 5th time that doesn't feel too bad. The last one was that long straight through the middle and that didn't even leak. So we'll bumble on with that for the day. So we've got to go and try and find the best brake line we can because the second one for this caliper is rubbish, and what they've done is where they've cut the thread for the car side the bolts onto the car, they've cut it goes out like that. They've accidentally somehow chewed a taper on the end of it, which means the pipe doesn't hook up to it, which is handy. But as I say, the brake pipes aren't, the flexibles weren't bad, so I'm just going to pick the best of the two that I've got. And we shall continue on like that, throw these back on, and then we've got the unpleasantness that is trying to repair the lump missing off the master cylinder and get it back in the bulkhead and get it back up the pedal, which was unpleasant getting it out. Joy. Right, caliper is chucked back on hot. In fact, my torch gone flat. Oh, great. I'm going to charge that in a minute. We put the necessary clips in to make sure the castle nuts don't fall out. Then we also spent ages removing little pins that go through these bolts that no one of these little pins. They're securous because once you've knocked one of these in there, the only thing that holds the pads in here is these little, what are they? I suppose they're a pin, aren't they? So it's a pin with a tiny little either an R clip or a or a pin in through it. So basically all is good there. So that one knocked in there so that you can get the pin in. We'll do a little bit of copper slipping on them before we finally fit them in. And then that's the front brakes done, apart from refitting the master cylinder painfully and trying to make all that work. Right, I'm going to go and charge my torch, drink more coffee, and my parts from Milner's for the Helix have just turned up in a big box. So we're going there next once I put that in there. Right, just so you can get a better idea about, obviously, fairly simple system. So a little tiny smear of copper slip on the sides. They don't really sort of have a proper slider, but they go in like that. Level him up, perfect. Same with this one, just a little. Now don't go and throw it all over the pads, as I have seen one person do before. Completely copper slip, both sides. Couldn't figure out why the car wouldn't stop. So like a minute ago, I couldn't say split pin for some reason, that had gone out of my brain. So it has a little tiny split pin that goes in, put my glasses on, through here, type of thing. And then, they are pretty battered, I might have to use a really, really diddy one. It holds these location pins in, look. So we might even have to wire them in. Actually, maybe wire them together probably isn't a bad idea. So, let's get that tacked in here so we can see that hole. There we go. Oh, across top of there. Oh dear. We're going to be able to wire that in there. Use the punch. Can we see that tiny little hole? Oh, just about. Right, and then this one, same again. Oh, it didn't ruin it. So what we're going to do is see if we can get a bit of wire or a bit of something in there, because those pins are so tiny. I don't quite know what. I'm assuming originally they had tiny little R clips in. So I'll deal with that, wire them up so they can't come back out this way, and then that, when you do the ones on the other side, is the brakes repaired, apart from the master cylinder, because that's going to do that in a minute. And then bleed him up, and then a Zephyr via a wash and a polish. I didn't realise it had little stars in the side trims. Look at that. Is ready for the festival of the unexceptional. Right, onward. So I've pinned in, well, basically safety wired this side and that side, so those pins cannot leave. Proper zup zup wire, lovely. So I've got a pile of bits turned up for my Hilux. I've got that on some Hetras, and I found some squeaky, horrible noise problem. I thought it might possibly be that, but anyway, I did buy every bit to cover this, so we'll go and show you that now. And then we've got a part to change. So the underside of a Thunder, dangling down here, you will see the rear shiny new prop shaft. Now, I did supply this brand new through Milner's to Obiorn in 2012, and it hasn't done very many miles, so the prop shaft centre bearing is perfect. Sadly, the back UJ, which was regularly greased because I do things like that, decided that it no longer wanted to be part of the chat. So I'm going to go over there, but that's a good thing really, because I was expecting it to be this diff bearing, because the UJ was quite modern. So it's easier to change a UJ than it is a diff carrier bearing or a diff input shaft bearing. So basically we've got a few other things that we need to cure on. The oil and the filter are out and obviously draining quite cheerfully at the moment. I want to underseal and lano guard this thing again. I do have a cracked rear assister leaf, but we're going to just pretend like that's fine for a minute. It's not one of the main two, it's the third one down, it's cracked through, and she could probably do with a set of new springs at some point. And I've got a new grille, some new headlight surrounds because they's a bit mummed, and I recently did all the gearbox, axle, front diff oils anyway, so there's no worries there. And everything up. And she did have a new rear, a new centre exhaust section a while ago because that fell off. And I've also got to oik the starter motor off because ever since we picked it up in Norway, every now and again it misses, and you've been ignoring it for over a year, and now it's getting really messy, so it wants taken apart and the contacts cleaning, so we're going to do that. And then lots of polishing thereafter. Let me go and show you this UJ that's over here. So this is the rear half of the rear prop shaft. As you will see, it's gone a bit chewy. There ain't a lot giving it, but it's definitely died. So luckily enough, in my Milner order, because this is a Milner prop shaft, is a new shiny Toyo rear prop shaft UJ, which needs to go in here. So what we're going to do next is knock this out, replace it with this, and then while we're there, that you can grease these shafts, but they're a nightmare to get at. So while the shaft is dangling off the truck, we'll get it all re-greased so that this doesn't happen again, because as you can see, I mean, this shaft is quite shiny and hasn't probably done 20,000 miles, but anyway, that's what happens with universal joints. You normally get one, that one's died, this one's fine, that one's fine, because the grease gets the three of them. For some strange reason never gets the fourth, but she's a bit chewy, so we're going to deal with that now. So shaft reassembled, flop head back on truck. Remember, if I pulled this into two sections, luckily enough these Milner prop shafts actually have a little white alignment line and a master spline, I think. But make sure you get your prop shaft joints lined back up properly, otherwise it will shake you to pieces. So I'm gonna quickly waz this back in here, and then I think we need to drop it down. I don't like how it's empty of oil and not got a filter on it. But I think before I drop it down, I'm going to pull the starter motor off next. Once I've done this up, pull the starter motor off, we'll go and bench strip that and clean the solenoid throws itself in, and then every now and again it doesn't make a contact, which makes you think the solenoid contact points are dirty. And this being a nice original Toyota starter motor, it will be strippable and cleanable, because they did exciting and sensible stuff like that back in the day, where you could actually service things. Whereas now, you just have to throw it all away, because you can't service it because someone decided to stick it together with glue to make you buy a new one. Anyway, that's another moan for another day. Let's get myself two 40mm spanners, because as you know, the Chinese don't like 13mm bolts, so it's 12s and 14s, because 13 is unlucky, and they do like an 8, because 8 is the lucky number as far as I can remember.
A few moments later.
Right, one starter motor. And I said Chinese a minute ago, I meant Japanese. Japanese don't like 13s, so you don't get many 13s. Anyway, I'm not explaining it again, so the Chinese might be the same, but I don't know. So what we're going to try and do here is pull the end. So we've got this, I mean, it's a big heavy starter motor, and this is the Toyota original. So this starter motor has gone click broom most likely for 395,000 kilometres. That's pretty impressive. So we need to do some sort of minor oiling and faffing around here. So we want to have a look at the motor brushes that are in here, see what they're like. This drops the brush pack, this holds the whole lot together. So he's going to come undone, so we need to get this out of the way first. Like it's going to undo, I'd rather not break it. And then we have got the two, so we'll probably get a pair of mole grips on these, which we'll go and get in a minute. So we'll get these brush pack bolts off. Bolts, they're actually screws, but set screws. There you go. And they'll go. One there and one there. We'll have those out at the same time. And we have three here to do the solenoid, obviously, which is a separate. But this is back in the day when you could fix things. Good, not held together by hope and plastic. A10s, I reckon, being Japanese, they'll be an 8 because they do like an 8, lucky numbers and all that. Yeah, one. Oh, we're going to need an extension for that one, aren't we? Three. So we're going to need a 17. Let's go and get that in a minute. I just thought a bloke could know where he put all his spanners by now. It's just testing, isn't it? It's nothing like going through 3 drawers when you know it's in the one that you knew it was in the first place. So will that start to, yes. Finish with taking the 10s out, even though I've now swapped that for an 8. You knew that, didn't you? Is there a cap on there? I reckon there is, and that'll have a motor clip in it, won't it? Just don't really want to pull all the motor out. Right, so you. Oh, drop tested. Oh, you must, when I get some time, have a bit of a clear up in this room, because you might not be able to see it, but it's getting a bit of a state in here. I don't know whether that is separatable. Possibly not. Let's blind you all with a torch. No, that's fine, that isn't separatable. So, she could do with a bit of a grease, couldn't she? What do our brushes look like? Lovely. Loads of brushes, see, there they are. Loads left, they're not even squidgy down, so we'll put some grease in this bearing. And then what we want to do next is release the big spring and the ugliness that comes hacking out of here. That is the contacts for the solenoid. Yes, they are looking a bit monky in there. So that's the debris, see? And you see the face on there is all a bit marked up, and then oh Bryce, there ain't that much of that one left, so I reckon that's caused a problem. If you look here, see if we can swizz this round at you. So basically there are the 2 contacts it bridges every time it fires, so 1 and 2. And see, number 2, there ain't a lot left of number 2, so we might have to get a bit inventive on that and make something. So, but being proper quality Toyota, that will come out. So basically, that's the main incoming coming across. So this, say, that's where it goes clunk and then nothing happens. So can't believe that, I mean, Toyota have built something so rubbish that it wore out in 400,000 kilometres. Can we get that out of there? It obviously made it totally unserviceable so that you couldn't change it. Proper engineering. Got to give the Japs for that. So, 1, 2, here we are. Look. Let's have those bits off there and stack them up. So you'll see that that is basically worn out. So we'll try and see if we can fix that somehow. Not quite sure how we're going to do that, but this one is fine. I'll go and see if I can buy some starter motor contacts speedily. Let's just give you a little bit of a clean with some, and then we'll put some new grease in that. Right, I'm going to go and see if I can find a way of fixing this. Right, we're going to change tacks again, because I found a starter motor solenoid rebuild kit from nice people in the Midlands. £19.98. Genuino, proper, decent thing delivered to the door. So we've just fast-tracked that here, because it's obviously Monday today, and we could sort of do with it by Wednesday. They seem really nice people. I will put a link in the description for this video, if I remember, to their eBay page, because they've got lots of Toyota starter motor and Denso rebuild kits and bits and bobs. So what I decided I'd do next on the list is the fact that Thunder's face has been a bit mummed since she got attacked by a nasty Volkswagen. So the two side lights have been replaced, or no, one side quarter light has been replaced, and the front grille is a bit mummed. So we bought her a new front grille. So it is a grey one, because that's what this truck should properly have, and not the chromey. So this is a grey thing, but it's got chromey quarter lights. So as that's probably going to upset me, and it has upset me for a while, I'm going to find some graphite grey wheel paint, which I've got, if I have still got it, and paint these graphite grey to match that. But this grille, as you will see, is done. I need the toy boater badge out of the middle of it, and I also need, because this vehicle has got a block heater just here, so we could do with extracting the block heater somehow. Can't remember where that goes. It goes up in here, and then extracting me toy boater badge, which is the original, and then we'll put a new grill in there as well. Make her look proper smart. Even though at current we haven't actually got a starter motor that works. But if that goes all horribly south over the next couple of days and doesn't turn up on time, we can always steal the one off the other island. Right, let's go and disconnect this block heater and get this grill out. Right, so after half an hour of de-plumbing, and figuring out that the end of the block heater, the separator that makes it more than one cable, so that should come out through there with that lock. This lock should come round in like this, which then allows you to take that bit possibly off of here. Maybe if you go through there. Yes, that and that. Pull that way. And then will that come off of the, yes it will, like that. And then in theory, this should happily, come out of there. That took some doing. Probably got a Norwegian mate laughing at me from heaven, going, stupid Englishman, that came off of there much easier than that. But anyway, here it is. So you may ask yourself why I need to reinstall this, because this truck is in Britain and probably doesn't need a block heater. But you never know when we might go to Siberia or somewhere, or the Arctic Circle, or take a run back to Tana. It was on here, it can go back on here. Right, I'm going to go and drill a massive great wallery hole in my new grill, and then find some grey paint to grey the side light. That'll keep me happy. So I want that side light there, and this one here, minus its 2 screws, and then I'm going to mask these up, give them a bit of a scotchy, and find some dark silver grey paint, which I think I've got. This is, I mean, good old thunder. You're going to look posh by the time I finish doing all of this. I'm going this way with all this. I shall see thee in a minute here, Grill. I have to put everything on the right way up. Look at that. That is posh thunder. Right, so this grill came with a complete set of shiny new clips. I've got to try and not break getting it in here. And I also did then, I said not break getting in here, did also then buy an entire bag of clips just in case it didn't come with clips, because I didn't read the advert where it said it came with clips. Nothing like being male. Anyway, so I've got a load of spare grill clips if anyone needs any. We'll just call them useful. So this should, block heater is obviously reinstalled. Should just clip one hit wonder without me breaking it all. Why did my torch stop me breaking it all? Right, I think everything is where it needs to be. Apart from you. What's going on down there? Yeah, one there. So, clip. There's a clip there. It's definitely, that ain't quite going in right, is it? What is going on there? No, that is it. Right, clip, clip, clip. Where are you going? Oh, you might slightly been attacked by a car at some point, I think. That one. That one. Yep. 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 You need to go in there. Go in there. Perhaps I might go in first. Right. Just beat them in there, can't you? Right, that one. Yeah, I've got one in it already. Come on, Emsley, try harder. You need to pick it out with a large screwdriver or do it. Perfect. Come on. Out you come. Get the grill away from you. Oh yes, oh yes. Get. Come on. Come on, you know you want to leave. Yes you do, look at that. Done. Oh, ouch. Not roll is it tight. Go on, you need to go in there. I know you're not quite where you used to be, but that ain't bad. Go on, that's it. Look at that. Right. To a degree, winning. Fucking pain in the ass. Come on, up you go. Just go up there. That's it. Clipped. Clipped. Ba 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 ba. More in there. Right. Look at that. Posh. Right, I'm going to make the side lights match the centre now. Well, that's better. We've darkened the chrome to get you home down to a sort of slightly darker grey, and same with this one. So new nose on Thunder. I mean, this bit is really bad, so I am going to see. I'm just doing my windscreen wiper arms, so I'm going to sand them down and then make me mind up whether I throw some radiant red at this bonnet at great speed, because it is pretty bad. It's just time. It's all about time. It's Monday now. Got to be out of here Friday morning. Currently haven't got a working starter motor, but I do have a working truck, and I do have a spare starter motor in another truck if worse came to worse. So I need to polish and make this thing look pretty and finish a Zephyr in, and a Volkswagen camper van for an MOT. Get a Clio gone to. Yeah, it'll all be fine. So we return 2 days later. It's been quite busy this working on your own Jones stuff. So, where did we leave? Hilux starter motor parts. We ordered them from some nice company. Waited for them to turn up. Special delivery, paid the extra postage to find out that they're on holiday till tomorrow. Gave them a bit of a problem. Luckily enough, 2.4 manual and 2.4 automatic Toyota Hilux starter motors are the same. So I have whipped over there yesterday afternoon at great speed and robbed the starter motor off the bluey coloured one, bluey purpley one over there. And then when the bits now, which are turning up tomorrow, when I don't need them and I won't be here, we'll fix the other starter motor, and then we'll have a jobberly swap round. So I have reinstalled a Zephyr master cylinder, which was an immensely painful experience. Don't need to see that because there was lots of swearing, because it is under there somewhere and it's not to get in. So what I've now got to try and do is make the brakes function. We've tried bleeding them. It's now sort of pushing the calipers, but we don't really have a pedal. But I've also managed to do something else. Now you will notice no Hetras, no Thunder. So I have finished Thunder, ready for the Festival of the Unexceptional. So I serviced it. I fitted some bits that I hadn't got around to bolting on that I bought for it. I have polished it, machine polished it as best you can. It is like what they say, you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. I have been glitter rolling lots, because the one thing with Thunder, truck's really good, paint work, paint is shot. So I gave up all hopes of having enough time to paint the bonnet. So with some exciting wet sanding, lots of polishing, and lots of spamming, it has been sprucey. I am going to bring it in here now, once I've moved this camera slightly, and you can, if you're not coming to the Festival of the Unexceptional, which you should do because it's really good, you can look at the shininess of my Thunder from here. This is the better side, admittedly, because this side is slightly better on the paint. Yeah, the bonnet's horrible, but we're not looking at that. Shiny Thunder. Some red. Trouble with polishing, cut machine polishing, is you get little red splatters everywhere. So I've just seen some more of those. I'm going to need to remove. But far from good from far. Shining like a diamond in a goat's ass. Look at that. I have undid my undershield that I've had kicking around for ages that I've forgot to put back on. I've put a new front grill in, posh. Reattached the snorkel where I'd broken it off, made a much better bracket. I've done lots of things. We have a full set of light bulbs, we have brakes, we have a new UJ that you saw earlier. I've even bought 2 new rear leaf springs last night, but they're not here, obviously we'll just run the originals. 200, less than 200 quid, £165 delivered for 2 brand new heavy duty springs for the back of a LN 105 108 Hilux. Quality Toyota. So hopefully I've even vacuumed the inside. I might even show you. It's quite clean in there because Mrs. D's obviously got to go. So we had to make sure it was a bit dust free. The seats still have been eaten by a Northern Malamute dog. But that's fine, that'll be right, that's character. And not my Malamute dog, it was the Norwegian reindeer herder's dog that ate the seeds. And yeah, we are Festival of the Unexceptional ready. It's Thursday, so what we've got to do by the end of the day is make the Zephyr brake properly and look shiny. Now, for quality and speed purposes, I'm not going to bring you guys on the Zephyr brake adventure because I have got about 6 hours, 8 hours of polishing and going like hell to try and make that thing function to load it on a lorry this evening, ready to go for tomorrow. Because poor old Simon, he would normally be here giving me a hand, but Simon's dad passed away on Tuesday, so to be honest, we said to Simon, leave me with car, more important things to deal with. So it was quite sad news. He made a good age, and bless him, he wasn't very well. So Simon's off dealing with that, but he's still coming with us for the weekend. So I'm going to go and make that work, and then I will be back in like a tenth of a second, hopefully, which will be this evening, with a shiny looking Zephyr that stops. Yeah. And we did get Claire's camper van pretty much MOT'd yesterday. We failed on the handbrake, but we're on that. So you're going to see the camper van go to Claire next week. And just to make my life better, on the way to the MOT yesterday, the windscreen decided it needed to split all the way out one side. It's like the expensive gift that just doesn't stop giving, that thing. So we're going to phone the windscreen company, invest another 250 odd quid in a windscreen so we can finally wave it off, and then she can go to camper vanny things. But look, shininess, shiny. So as I had managed to park it half out of shot, but I'm not doing it again because don't do 2 takes around here, I've moved the camera. Smooth. So I haven't quite got the hole on the far side there, and as I said, the bonnet is rubbish. But I mean, to be honest, if you think that wing was painted in 1993, that's just not bad. We have got to get round to repainting it all. It's on the list because the roof, there ain't much paint left on the roof. I have lano guarded it, undersealed it, cleaned it, washed it, steamed it, reattached all the bits. It's looking much better. And I've also figured out what Rolling Thunder is in Norwegian. Rolling Thunder or something. So what I might do is when we re-sticker it, I'm going to change Rolling Thunder into Rolling Thunder in Norwegian. Because obviously Obbjorn was in Norway when he had it in English, so I thought, seeing as it's now in England, we might as well have it in Norwegian when I remake the stickers. I don't think there's anything bad about that, because people do quite keep asking me why I've got Rolling Thunder written down the side of my truck, because it's a bit of a random thing to have, but if it's in Norwegian, that'll make it even more random. So what we are going to do, we're going to have a quick look in here. You can see the shininess. I mean, honestly, I have poured shiny shit dash polish, I have cleaned the windows, I have even shiny shitted the tyres. Shiny shitted the bash bar. I may possibly have pointed some black paint at the rear crash bar. I mean, I've cleaned the rear window for the first time I ever owned it, and I have painted badly, admittedly at great speed, the windscreen wiper arms black. I'm quite chuffed with mine, and we have stuck the wangy aerial on the roof because there's been a radio in it for ages, but the aerial's never normally on it, so it's now doing Mr. Whippy things, even though the Whippy aerial is blue, but I haven't got time to paint it red. So I'm on it. Well, we're going to have a look in here. Look at the shininess. I did have to clean the steering wheel last night because I might have got shiny silicone stuff on the steering wheel, which made it quite hard to grab hold of. Good that. Mrs. D did decide, because obviously as we are going away for Friday, Saturday, back Sunday, that she's got the world's most massive suitcase. And we've already added the hat, so I've been trying not to sit on that all morning. But yes, so we have radios sorted. Car radio is actually working for the first time ever. We have spruceed. We even found the Peugeot 504 badge that we found, so that's living there for a minute. I have hoovered the seat. I mean, admittedly, this seat has been eaten by a large dog, and so is this one. There's a bit missing off my headrest there, but that's part of its history and its character. So I'm quite chuffed. I even cleaned the dirt off of my door cards using one of those spot vac things. It's confusing a man. Carpet shampoo thingy. So basically, I am now going to go Alpha Leather, get this Zephyr done, so that's ready to go for this evening. So I will be back, as I said a minute ago, in like 10 seconds, hopefully with a braked, shiny looking Zephyr. Bring it on. So, 5.5 hours later,
Shiny.
Yeah, I did say to everyone I wasn't videoing that because. So we have washed it 3 times to get rid of the gravel effect. Then cut and polished it. Got cutting compound stuck all over it because someone turned up to talk to me just when I didn't want them to because I was trying to wash it off. That took me another 2 hours. And then we have machine polished it in all the places we can. So if you go like that,
She's all right.
it looks all right. I mean,
all right.
I reckon that's original paint, so I would have said, isn't it?
I reckon so.
So it is on the button. It has the brakes. They're there. There are a lot of them there, but they're definitely there.
Yep.
So we are ready to rock and roll. We're going to load some tools, chuck some stuff on, and something has happened.
Yeah, you ain't gonna believe it, guys. Let's show them.
Let's show them. look, it's not a mirage.
It's
not
finished.
It's
not.
So
she's out of hibernation.
She's out of hibernation. So Fudgy has turned up to start on his Capri. So we're because I am first for the unexceptional. Back for 2 days. I got to finish the windscreen in Claire's camper. That goes Tuesday. Then I'm off Wednesday for 2 weeks. So the place is yours. In 2 weeks' time, it's going to be running, driving, painted. Beautiful.
I don't know about running because the cylinder head's off at the machine shop at the minute.
Yeah, well, you'll get as far as you get, won't you? So,
Yeah.
So basically, we're leaving Fudge in full charge of Capri restoration. So he's not here.
No.
The gates are closed.
Don't turn up.
It's focused. Focused. So next time you see this will be all welded up.
Yeah.
And in.
Primered. All primered.
I was expecting it to be blue.
Oh, I could go for blue.
What colour is it?
Blue.
Paris blue.
Paris blue.
So it might be Paris blue, but anyway, so that's what you're doing with the rest of your holiday.
Yes.
And I am going to go to France and see how my Sprinter is surviving.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I was coming back for it in a week.
You were.
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
So I've actually just insured it. So I'm going to go out and get that going. And as I say, so first of the unexceptional, if you're around, we've got me, the missus, the nice lady that won the 309. Linda, that's her name, had gone. And we've got CJ and Lance.
Yes.
So if you want to come see Project Amber, he'll probably shoot me for that because there's all these people come
and
see
see CJ.
Well, he said no one ever comes to see CJ. They all want to talk to the dog, don't they? So he's with us as well. So we should have quite a good crew of us. So basically, that is this one done. And then the next video you see, which will probably be Sunday or Monday, we're going to see if we can actually go round the Festival of the Unexceptional this time. But that might not happen because last time we got besieged and I didn't move from the side of the car for 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, you were cornered.
Yeah, I've got lots of chairs. I've got tea making facilities.
Ooh.
We'll take all that.
Go and have a cup of tea with Al.
Yeah, you can have a cup. Yeah, because I said that to Mrs. D. I said, I'll bring a load of mugs and stuff. And she was like, that means I'm going to be making tea all day. And I was like, right, we're going to load the rest of our tools. Si's sat there. He's putting his on a lorry because we're just not wasting the petrol. So that runs and drives. I've got mine running and driving. And we will see everyone at the Festival of the Unexceptional. And then I'm going to do some content from France after that. So I'm going to go all around Europe. And then when we come back, Fudge will have an immaculate running, fully restored blue, Paris blue car. And then people can stop asking you whether you've...
They'll be like, it's painted.
Well,
when's Fudge going to put it back together?
It's going to take you about 5 months to get all this dust off, mate. I mean, look at that.
It's proper dusty, isn't it?
Thank you very much, Fudge, Al, Simon, 6D Diesels.